Let's get the plumbing plumbed up downstairs for my in-wall water changing system. In case you missed one of my previous videos where I talk about my water changing system, I'll go ahead and do a quick run through of what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're downstairs right above where the fish tank is going to go. Earlier I showed you where the fish tank is going to be up against that wall with the PVC sticking out of it. That PVC is coming straight down and through the ceiling here in the garage. I have a 1-inch drain and a 3/4 inch return. So for the 1-inch drain, what I'm going to do is obviously put a 90 here and run it toward the wall, and it's going to go down into my utility sink to drop the water coming out of the fish tank. The 3/4 inch return will run the same way, except it's going to go into my freshly mixed saltwater bin where I'll have a pump to pump up freshly mixed salt water into the fish tank for those water changes. Okay, so I put some 90 elbows in, and I'm going to go ahead and put the 3/4 inch and kind of aim it toward that water mixing bin down below. And I think what I'm going to do is, if you can see it, I'm going to use the top of this as support for the PVC runs, in addition to maybe straps if I need them. I'll figure that out after I'm done, see if I need that to support that extra weight with the straps. But for now, I'm going to use the top of this. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and measure out this 3/4 inch return. And quite honestly, it's looking like it's a pretty good fit as is. Alright guys, so after tinkering with this a little bit, I think I'm going to start from the saltwater mixing bin and make my way back up to the PVC coming out of the ceiling instead of the other way around. I think it's going to be easier. So this is what I'm trying to achieve. I have a 3/4 inch attached to the end of a pump that's in there. That's my saltwater mixing bin. And this 3/4 inch tubing will go onto a hose barb that'll be on the end of this 3/4 inch PVC pipe. I'll come up, I'll cut right around here and put a union, and then I have just a straight 90 up there, and then the 3/4 inch PVC will go right into the 3/4 inch drop in the ceiling there. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and dry fit everything together. Dry fitting just means that you're not using any glue, that you're putting PVC fittings together along with your PVC runs, and then seeing where everything fits into place. Once you're satisfied knowing where everything's going to go and fall into place, then you can mark your PVC, disassemble it, and then come back and use PVC glue on the fittings and the PVC run. For those of you that find the writing on your PVC that's going into your aquarium annoying, you can actually sand it off. Just get a piece of sandpaper or a brick like this and sand down the text. And it comes off very, very easily. And this way, you don't have to worry about positioning or facing your PVC a certain way so that the text isn't seen and it doesn't damage your PVC itself. Okay, what I want to do here is demonstrate how deep these fittings go in. So I'll draw a line there, and if you pull this out, you'll see how much these PVC fittings actually drop in. It's about 1 inch. Now, some of the things that I needed for this project, and most projects or aquarium projects are pretty similar. You'll need PVC runs, PVC fittings, your PVC primer and glue, PVC cutters, sandpaper, or a sanding sponge like this one. Now, there's a wide variety of ways you can cut PVC. I think the two most popular ways is to use a miter box like this one here. I think the illustration even shows a guy cutting a piece of PVC here. Or you can grab yourself some cutters like this. This is what I'm going to use. I feel pretty comfortable using these and making straight cuts with them. Basically what you do is you get your PVC, you set it down, and it's a ratcheting system. At least this one is, and I think most of them are. So we'll ratchet it down, and then it'll start getting tight, and that's when you want to start paying attention to making sure that you're going to have a straight cut. And then all you do is go ahead and ratchet down. Each ratchet cuts through the PVC a little bit more, and there you go. And that's a pretty straight cut right there. So that's what I'll be using. Now, because I'm working in such a tight space behind the brute containers, I'll go ahead and show you what I'm going to be doing behind the brute containers so you can actually see what I'm doing. This is a 3/4 inch slip hose barb, and all that means is there's no threads here. It's going to slip right onto this. So what I'm going to do is get some primer, put it on the outside of this PVC run, put primer on the inside, and then come back to the PVC run, put glue, and then use glue here. And then what I'm going to do is fasten them together like this, and it'll be vertical like this, and I'll put a clamp over the hose, insert the hose, tighten down the clamp, and I'll be good to go. So that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and glue a couple pieces together so you get an idea of what I'm doing. But this is transparent primer. A lot of people use that purple stuff or blue stuff. It just gets really messy. It's unforgiving. This stuff you could be messy with and you won't be able to see your errors as easily. And then for the glue, I'll be using this 781 PVC glue if the camera will focus. There we go. But that's what I'm using for glue. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate how to primer and glue two pieces of PVC together. First off, you get your primer. And all we're going to do is put some primer right here and soften up the PVC fitting. And then we'll do the same thing where we're inserting it. And then immediately after, you get your glue. You can put it on to the piece that you're inserting into the other end. And then what you want to do here is go ahead and install, push down in, and then turn. And you can see that PVC or the glue pushing out. If it was colored primer, you would definitely see that, especially against the white. Once this dries, you won't even see it or notice it. There you go. It's on. Here I'm using some Schedule 80 colored PVC glue. I'll go ahead and put it on the white Schedule 40 PVC, and you can see the contrast is pretty sharp. Go ahead and put it on the fitting here. And then no matter how careful you are with this stuff, it always just seems to run unless you do this for a living and you're a professional at this stuff. But you can see on the other side it's just runny. You'll need to use harsh chemicals to get it off if that bothers you. It's just better to use clear primer or clear glue to put these fittings together, especially for larger jobs like putting a sump together. Okay, now here what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue on the hose barb onto the PVC run. Put some primer onto the PVC run itself. Get that cleaned up and the PVC softened up. I'll do the same thing to the hose barb. Then I go and switch over to my glue. Apply glue to the PVC run. And then glue on the inside of the hose barb. And fasten them both together. Hold for a couple of seconds with a quick twist. And that should do it right there. And the end result is this piece of PVC with a 90 followed by a union. And then at the end of it you have the hose barb. And that's going to go directly behind my brute container bin. Now the next piece I'm going to show you that I'm gluing together is going to be the long PVC run that's coming from the 90 that's coming out of the ceiling, and then glue the opposite end right above the saltwater mixing bin for the 3/4 inch PVC. I'm just getting everything together here, and grabbing that primer, cleaning up and softening up the PVC run itself. I'll do the same thing to the inside of the 90. And then just like last time, we'll go ahead and put glue on the PVC run and then glue on the inside of the 90. Once that's done, I'll go ahead and push both pieces together, hold, and let everything set before I take my hands off of it. Alright, so the plumbing is all done and glued in. We'll go ahead and start off with the 3/4 inch run. You can see it come down toward the wall. And then it drops right in behind the brute containers with that union, and then the barb fitting here. I have a hose on here without the clamp. The clamp will definitely be going on once this is in use. And then this hose will run down into the freshly mixed saltwater bin like I discussed before. 1-inch drain is also glued in. It's making a run toward the wall. It hits that 45-degree elbow there. From that 45-degree elbow, it runs along the ceiling here, and then drops down into the utility sink here. And I do have a valve just in case I need to shut off the water for whatever reason. Unlikely that I'll have to use that valve at all though. I used some straps to secure the long PVC runs to the drywall. This will prevent the PVC from drooping down and causing low spots within the PVC runs, where water can pool inside the PVC when there's no water running through it. PVC tends to vibrate or shake when water is passing through it, so the straps also provide an anchor point to keep the PVC securely in place. I didn't use too many unions for this particular project because it consisted of mostly straight runs. Once I start plumbing my new build, I will use unions wherever possible to make maintenance or breaking down the parts of the plumbing simple. Okay, for this project, the only thing left to do is to run an extension cord from the basement up to the back of where the tank is going to be. The plug is going to go into the Apex controller upstairs, and the other end of the extension cord will go into the return pump. This way, when I do water changes upstairs, I can release that amount of water that I want to do a water change for, turn that off, and then turn on the return pump to shoot freshly mixed salt water back upstairs. So if you guys like this video, please hit that subscription button, hit that like button. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Thanks for watching.